Welcome back to another episode of War in Cali. In this episode, I'm going to talk about another Sac gang, the Del Paso Heights Bloods. The Del Paso Heights Bloods come from an area in North Sac by the same name. They also go by DPH, or just the Heights for short. The Heights are a large blood gang and hold a huge amount of turf covering many miles. They're also one of the biggest gangs in Sac, and definitely the biggest gang in North Sac. Heights is one of the areas in Sac known for being the most grimy and most grimy looking places in Sac. Always having a lot of crime and having a lot of incidents in that area. Heights are for sure the most hated gang in North Sac. They beef with a lot of gangs in that area. They beef with hoods like the Strawberry Manor Bloods, also just known as the Manors, the Nogales Crips, the North Highland Gangster Crips. They had even clashed with some SOS Crips, a Samoan gang operating at the same area as them. Worst thing about this, all the Heights rivals in North Sac are in close proximity, basically in the same area, or just very close. The rival of the Heights would be the Oak Park Bloods, and you can say both of these gangs truly hate each other. The Heights have clicked up with a lot of South Sac gangs, of both the Heights and the South Sac gangs hating Oak Park. Most of the gangs in Sac have picked sides, either aligning themselves with Oak Park or gangs against them. So most of the Heights rivals are either clicked up now, or they're on okay terms with each other to take on South Sac gangs as a whole, or the Heights. But with that being said, let's get into some cases. Fee, Matthew, and Jesse were Samoans who rep SOS Crip. They were walking in the Heights, walking to Matthew's house. Fee was wearing blue head to toe. Two black men drove by them and started mugging him. The driver spun back and yelled out, "What's up, blood?" The two black men then parked the car and got out on feet. Must have seen how big the Samoans was, cause the two black dudes wasn't trying to do no fighting. One yelled, "What's up now, blood?" and then started firing. Matthew got shot in the leg and Fee got shot in the back, taking his life. Matthew would get the police a whole description of both men, and so did Jesse. The shooter was a man named Carlos. Carlos was picked up, in which he told the police he only went outside with his friend that day to take him to see his child, and after that, he went in his home for the whole day. He was still charged with the shooting after figuring out he was lying. The trial went on for a few years, and Carlos ended up being sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. February 17th, 2005. Three Manor Bloods, Donald, Joseph, and Randall were sliding in their car, slapping their music, driving up and down the street. Roy from the Heights caught them slipping and sprayed the car, taking one of their lives. The same day, he went to a friend named Martin's house to hide the strap there. Several weeks later, Roy was back outside with the same strap tripping. He caught Don and Clarence driving in the Heights. They was from the Manors. He shot at their car 5 times before skirting off. He dropped the strap back off to Martin. A few weeks later, after the second shooting, Roy was watching the fight on the street in the Heights between two women. He was trying to record. Kenneth tried to break up the fight because one of the women fighting was his cousin. Roy jumped in Kenneth's face and was like, "Blood, step off. They finna fade." Kenneth was like, "Nah, that's my cousin. She not finna fight." Roy whipped out a strap and pointed it at Kenneth. Kenneth changed his tune up real fast and backed down, got in his car to drive away. Roy then fired 2 shots at Kenneth's car. Roy's trigger finger happy ass was later convicted for all these crimes, and he got life without the possibility of parole. Nogales Crips and the Heights have been long rivals for decades, but in 2005, their war was turned up heavy. The Nogales Crips lost a loved member named Baby Rah. This sparked several shootings for months on both sides. On April 12, 2005, Rashid, Dell, and Ivory were chilling in the Heights on the main block called Elm Street. They was talking for several minutes until a car pulled up and started firing. Dell ended up getting shot. The shooters were two Nogales Crips named Magoo and Rah. They were literally caught a few blocks away, trying to run from the police. The police even found both of the straps that they used in the crime. Both were charged. On March 12, 2011, Rashad from the Heights was in the parking lot early morning. Several men, including some Strawberry Manor men, noticed him in the parking lot and circled the block. They went up to him and approached him, which led to an altercation, and Rashad getting overkilled, being shot 21 times. Lonzo and Abdul from Strawberry Manor were later charged with the shooting, and Abdul got 12 years and Lonzo got 45. On December 14th, 2011, shots got fired at a man named JJ's home, and a few shots hit his brother-in-law Lowe's from the Manor's car. Police later came and interviewed Lowe and asked him who did it. He denied talking to the police, but he said he wasn't a snitch. But he also said it was a man in a Lexus who did the shooting. January 17th, 2012, TJ was driving with JP and a man named P when a Lexus pulled up and started firing at them. JP later identified the car to the police. A man named Darrell was later picked up and identified. Several people would come forth and tell on him. Darrell was sentenced to 27 years to life. Derek went to Elks Lodge to hang out. He ended up getting into an altercation with a man named Will who was from the Heights. This resulted in him getting jumped by several Heights members. Derek would be kicked out the club, and as he ran to his car, he was shot in his back and he fell out. He was taken to the hospital where he stayed for several months and would become a paraplegic. He told the police he and his brother was jumped by the Heights members and he knew who the shooter was, but he didn't want to identify who it was because he didn't want to be a snitch. A bouncer at the club named Patrick was interviewed, and he told the police after he kicked Derek out the club, a dude in a pea coat with dreads pointed a strap at Derek and shot him. This whole shooting was on top of the club's surveillance. The shooter was a blood from the Heights named Joseph. Joseph ended up being sentenced to 40 years to life. Around 2:30 p.m. on October 20th, 2016, MG parked his car in front of a relative's house on High Street. When he got out the car, he was fired at over 14 times, but he survived. Several witnesses would say they seen the whole thing and say a black Lexus was the shooter's car. Police had the Lexus car on camera at the light and even going in the direction where the shooting took place. 4 hours later, the black Lexus was spotted at Strawberry Manor Park. The shooter was later determined to be a man named Malik. He was sentenced to 69 years to life. The Heights have several rappers coming out that area, and plenty of opposing rappers dissing them, and they dead members. The biggest rapper probably from that area would be D. Steez, from his music and just the controversy surrounding his name. He has been dissed several times from Old Park rappers like Coney, and several Manor rappers like Money Mees and Roderico. They often went at him for being shot, and just him being an op, but D. Steez ain't shy to dissing either. D. Steez always dissed the Manors, and they dead members like Lean. He even went at Coney a bunch of times. D. Steez's little brother Dre Steez dying last year, he became another person getting dissed a lot in the songs from the Manor members and of course Old Park. Heights have lost plenty of beloved members in the last few years, and that brings me to 2020 when they lost the rapper Jody Woe. In June of 2020, Jody Woe ended up attending a party in South Sac on 29th Street, a Crip area, but a birthday party was being thrown for Mediview Blood. Several different hoods attended this party from South Sac, and also the Heights was invited. After the party ended, everyone was outside the house of the party. This would lead to a drive-by, and Jody Woe ended up being shot, taking his life. 18 months later, a few people were picked up. Rapper Murder Gang Juju from Old Park, who dissed a lot of people in his songs, including Jody Woe, coincidentally, Briss, and also D. Steez's brother Dre Steez. He is currently being charged with it. And also an ex-basketball player who used to play for UNLV named Anthony. This is exactly what you call crashing out. Bro went from dropping buckets to now not trying to drop the soap. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And drop a comment and let me know what you want to see next.